Russia reportedly lost dozens more pieces of military equipment in a single day over the weekend, according to new figures posted by Ukraine. Between April 27 and 28, Russian forces are estimated to have suffered the loss of 43 artillery systems, 20 armored patrol vehicles, APVs, and 11 tanks. The newly published figures take the total number of artillery systems lost in the ongoing conflict to 11,948, with armored patrol vehicle losses reaching 13,991 and destroyed tanks totaling 7,279. A preliminary figure of 1,096 additional personnel losses have also been reported by Ukraine's armed forces. It would make the total number of losses recorded by Ukraine at 466,150, but the accuracy of these figures is disputed. The UK Ministry of Defence last week estimated the total number of Russian military casualties since the beginning of Vladimir Putin's full-scale invasion in February 2022 to be approaching 500,000. We estimate that approximately 450,000 Russian military personnel have been killed or wounded, and tens of thousands more have already deserted since the start of the conflict, Leo Doherty, the UK Minister for the Armed Forces, said last week. The number of personnel killed serving in Russian private military companies, PMCs, is not clear. We also estimate that over 10,000 Russian armored vehicles, including nearly 3,000 main battle tanks, 109 fixed-wing aircraft, 136 helicopters, 346 unmanned aerial vehicles, 23 naval vessels of all classes, and over 1,500 artillery systems of all types have been destroyed, abandoned, or captured by Ukraine since the start of the conflict, Doherty said of the UK estimates. Ukrainian figures differ considerably from this. The country's April 28 figures report the loss of 348 fixed-wing aircraft, 325 helicopters, 9,507 unmanned aerial vehicles, and 26 naval vessels. Up-to-date U.S. estimates of Russian losses are not available. In December 2023, U.S. intelligence estimated that Russia had suffered 315,000 dead and injured troops. The only official death toll released by Moscow during the war, in September 2022, said that just under 6,000 of its soldiers had been killed in the conflict. No figures were given for losses of equipment, vehicles, and weapons. In February, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said 31,000 members of his country's armed forces had died during the war. 31,000 Ukrainian military personnel have been killed in this war. Not 300,000, not 150,000, not whatever Putin and his deceitful circle have been lying about. But nevertheless, each of these losses is a great sacrifice for us, Zelensky said. Russian forces are scoring further tactical gains along the devastated front line in eastern Ukraine, with Kyiv's outgunned troops under fierce pressure and being forced to retreat in several key areas. Momentum has been with Moscow's units for several months, their grinding offensive on the eastern front winning notable territorial gains at high cost in personnel and equipment. The Kremlin's troops are rolling forwards, raising concerns in Ukraine and among its Western partners of a frontline collapse. Ukrainian Commander-in-Chief Colonel General Oleksandr Syrsky elevated to the role in February with the dismissal of widely popular General Valery Zaluzhny, who clashed with President Volodymyr Zelensky's team, wrote on social media stressing the dire battlefield situation. In general, the enemy has succeeded tactically in these directions, but has failed to achieve an operational advantage, Syrsky said in a statement posted to Facebook and Telegram. The situation is changing dynamically, the commander said, adding that his forces will use unit rotation to reinforce their positions. The Institute for the Study of War, ISW, Sunday evening updates said that the Ukrainian withdrawals were prompted by recent Russian gains northwest of Avdiivka. The retreats, the independent US-based think tank added alongside a map showing the changes in control, have yet to facilitate rapid Russian tactical gains. Russian forces remain unlikely to achieve a deeper operationally significant penetration in the area in the near term. Syrskyi said Ukrainian forces had withdrawn from Berdichi to the northwest of Avdiivka and Semenivka to the west of the same city, both of which have been the focus of recent Russian drives. Moscow's troops have also opened a new salient northwest of Avdiivka, in the settlement of Ocheretine and around Solovyov. ISW said Sunday, these gains have not been rapid, suggesting that Ukrainian forces maintain positions and capabilities in the area that are slowing further westward Russian advances for the moment. However, the Ukrainian outlook remains bleak more than 2 years into Russia's full-scale invasion. Ukraine's 2023 offensive effort fizzled out, with advanced Western weapons, many of which arrived much later than planned, and in smaller numbers than requested, failing to facilitate the breakthroughs required to liberate the territory still held by Russian forces. Russia is now back on the front foot, its troops with access to far more munitions than their Ukrainian adversaries. Kyiv has repeatedly said that only Western and primarily American military aid can rebalance the situation. But such aid has been slow in coming.